Yo, what up, guys? This is Biz. Welcome to a rerun of an old map. We're going all the way back to DBP01 Monuments of Mars. This is MAP01 Breakout. And why? Well, I'm going back to where it all started because I was speedrunning through a bunch of these Doomer Boards Project WADs. And I was really digging the maps, and I was like, why don't I try my hand at mapping? So I did. I made a few maps. Next thing you know, it's been a year. A year's just flown by. Maybe a year plus now. I don't even know. But anyways, the channel's been pretty much dead here on YouTube. Basically retired from speedrunning. And then all of a sudden, I just got the whim to come back. And I did a run of this map. Because right after I uploaded my original demo, a person named General Roaster Rock, he submitted a demo that beat mine by over a minute, which is pretty embarrassing. That's okay. Those were the old days. I was basically playing these maps casually and just recording demos for funsies. And I've always wanted to come back and improve my time on this, and I think I was just too lazy to download his demo and look at what he did. So I finally did that, saw the route, I saw a few improvements I could make, and I put my nose to the grindstone, started pumping it out. 1,000 attempts on here to get this time, but I did grind it down to a minute 31, which is faster than Medi's UV max of this, so I'm very happy about it. I never usually do that. Max effort, boys. So yeah, I'm going to run through this real quick. Like I said, it's only a minute 31. It's very short. I've got about 15 minutes, so I'm going to talk a little bit about changes I made to the route, just general improvements and stuff. I don't know. Who cares? Let's go. It's Doom. Let's do it. UV fast. Here we go. So the first big change here is we fall on the switch and hit it. No more jumping down, grabbing the gun, coming up here. No. You hit the switch as you're falling, and that's because switches have infinite height. I've talked about this a whole bunch. And I know, you think like, oh, you did 1,000 attempts on the map. But yeah, well, look at this. We're at 2 seconds now. Most of the runs end here. The switch is just kind of awkward to hit. And the pinky will block you sometimes. Sometimes he'll bite you. Sometimes you bounce off the wall or the switch, or you just don't hit it. And so if any of that stuff happens, you just restart, the run's over. Just do the jump again. So most of these attempts are like 2 seconds long. So it's not like I spent a tremendous amount of time doing this. So we hit that, grab the real gun, and we're out of here. The new priority here is taking down these turret enemies. As you can tell, I'm not focused so much on the movement. Like, I did this map enough where I know you kind of come here and then you can put your back against the wall and run up the stairs. I'm more focused on shooting these turret enemies. The 2 imps down low have to die. Have to die for my route. Very important to kill them. The 2 up here, not as important. If I can't get them, it's no big deal, but I don't know. It's weird to explain, but I feel like if you're killing enemies while you're moving, it's better than focusing on the movement and then coming back later to specifically target these guys. I don't know. It's just like, as long as you're always moving and not stopping, it's better than just focusing on the movement and then coming back and focusing on the combat. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but the best times I had were when I really started to see big improvements in this map is when I focused on making these early shots count. You might also notice we're skipping the armor now because, quite frankly, the start of this map is the easiest part. So if you're losing a lot of health here, the armor's not going to save you, and we're going to really need it towards the latter half of the map. So if you're losing a bunch of health at the start, just restart. Don't worry about it, just restart. You see here I'm making these shots count. And I actually do slow down there to get that last turret imp. Now, new strats, we go straight for the SSG. We're a little bit older. We're a little bit wiser. We're going straight for the power weapon at first. Like, skip everything else, go for the power weapon, unless like you can't backtrack or something. And so we skip all the chain gunners, we skip all these enemies. Can't let the chain gunner live though, way too dangerous, so we'll come back and pop him, and then we'll just carry on. Oops, I also had messages off. Now right here, change the route. This is from Roaster Rock, I believe, is we make one lap around here. Don't worry about all these shotgunners. I mean, you know, take a pop shot at them, try to kill as many as you can, but the lap around here is really important because, as you can see, there's a bunch of cacos up here that kind of cut loose when you get into this area. I think they might pop up from the ground here. Don't quote me on that, but I think they might pop up from the ground. Anyways, the idea about this loop is, as you can see, when we're like right over here, we have a perfect line between the cacos and the manx, and we want to get infighting going quickly. And so doing this one loop around here is a pretty surefire way to make that happen. Now, I think you could even trim this down more by just coming here and then turning back around, you know, here to get the infighting between the cacos and the manx, and then turning back around. But the loop is definitely safer from projectiles, so that's why we do that loop. And then we'll come over here, we'll deal with the rest of the hit scanners. Now we do walk up here because right up here is a line which opens this wall up here and releases all these pinkies. And the idea here is that hopefully we'll get some infighting as we run around and complete some other stuff in the map between the Hell Knight and the pinkies and maybe the cacos, or maybe even the manx if we're lucky. I think this is definitely an improvement that I added. I think the previous record time waited till later to release these pinkies, so letting them out now, make sure that we're maximizing that infighting. You know my rule. I'm getting better at it slowly but surely. Now we're heading back to the start. Here is another change that I made to the route. Basically, the big problem here is you can run out of ammo in this map, but you're going to certainly run out of health and armor. Very, what would you call it? Very frugal. This map is very frugal with the dispensing the health and armor. So, whoops. Let's see here. So there is actually, I'm going to turn on mouse so you can see, there is actually 50 HP chilling up on this crate here, and I'd almost forgotten about it. So what I decided to do is to alter the route a little bit. I mean, we have to come back down here and kill these two pinkies. We want to grab these shells while we're here and also hit the armor. And so I just remembered, like, oh yeah, I'm dropping down here. Let's just grab 50 HP. And once I started adding this in, I mean, the map really started to become like I was getting a lot of exits. So just a small change, and that's why we had to take care of these two imps, because otherwise they're going to be here blocking you, scratching you from below. So a small change, but something that led to me getting a lot of exits in this map. Or, you know, gain exits consistently. These pinkies are super annoying to shoot. And now we're back up with 100 at this point. We're looking very toasty. I just like to clear off these couple enemies out here. We're gonna make our way up. And now it's time to do the Pain Elemental fight now. This is a big route, or not really route change, but strategy change for this fight. Much different from Roaster Rock's method. He kind of let the Pain Elementals run wild. Oh, that's way too spicy for my blood. I kind of came up with a good strategy here. We're going to shoot this meatball, right? We're going to rush up, shoot him in the face. All these enemies are going to kind of trickle out. Then we're going to jump back down here and deal with this meatball. The nice thing is that all these cacos and meatballs kind of stay in a nice line. So the back meatball, or I keep saying too many meatballs, man. It's too many meatballs. The back pain elemental is not going to be able to spawn any lost souls really while we're standing here. And we can stay right in the face of this one, and we're going to be able to shoot him and also catch some nice damage from the Caco demons behind him. So this doesn't always work out. It's, you know, not 100% consistent, but it was consistent enough for me, and it's a hell of a lot better strategy than letting them fly all over the place and make a million lost souls. So we just come up, boom, we fall back. Look at this. Perfect. And then 2 shots, perfect. Oh, beautiful. Now, losing all that health is not beautiful, but the idea here is you just got to bail, jump down here, get these guys awake, get them in fighting. As you can see, we're getting some nice Caco fireballs right down there. And at this point, you know, the map's pretty much over. We did save these 2 med kits for just this time now, because it is very dangerous to jump down into this, I don't know, this Hell Knight. And then, of course, these Caco Pain Elemental fight is just, you'll lose so much health. I'm not sure. I think I was at 100, right, when I was up here. Let's see. Oops, what happened? Yeah, we're at 97, 99. Just look at the health go. 73, 30, 19. I mean, we just got wiped in that short little time. But at this point, the map is pretty much over. Start making your way to the exit. I really like what Roaster Rock did here and just camped at the exit at the end of the map. So I do that too. And really, if you want a fast time here, it's all about just grinding and infighting. There's no way around it. If stuff doesn't infight, your time's gonna suck. So I'm not interested in grinding this map down more. It's too much infighting for my blood. That's it. DBP01, a improved run, and hopefully there's some cool little tidbits in there you guys liked or whatever. I don't know. I'm out of here. Later.